When it comes to American-made cars and trucks and SUVs, there is a lot more choices than you probably realize, but some are a lot more American than others. Cars.com just put out its 2022 list of most American vehicles on the market based on parts, content, assembly location, and other factors. Any guesses? In the number 1 spot and number 2 spot and number 5 and 6 spots are Teslas. 4 of the top 10 are Hondas. Only 2, a Lincoln and a Jeep, are from companies that used to be known as the Big Three. Joining me now is Mark Lieberman. He is owner of Nostalgic Motoring Ltd. In Auburn Hill, Michigan. Thanks for being here, Mark. I'm so fascinated by this because I've been making this conscious effort lately to try to buy things made in America, just hoping that, to give jobs to Americans. So I would think GM, Jeep, Chrysler, Ford's a big one, thinking that, okay, those are the ones that are going to help the Americans. But it doesn't seem like that's always the case, Mark.
It isn't, because a lot of these manufacturers are importing and assemblies from other nations. As a result of that, it certainly can make it very difficult to be able to properly pick and choose what is really an American-built and sourced car and what is not.
So you broke up a little bit there in the beginning, Mark. Were you saying, again, when I think of Ford or GM or these big American brands, are they not building, they're not building the cars in America?
Well, here's the thing, is that we're dealing with a global economy and a global supply base. And a lot of these manufacturers are outsourcing their technology, outsourcing the engineering and the construction of these automobiles. So you have many sub-assemblies that are imported from parts around the globe. You've got parts coming in from China, from Australia. There are a whole array of manufacturers that pull these components from all over the globe in order to build their cars. Now, naturally, we want to purchase automobiles that are built and sourced here in the United States. And so you really have to be savvy to understand which manufacturers are not only assembling their cars here, but the dominant portion of the components are actually being sourced and constructed here in the US as well.
Okay, so we saw on that list, Mark, if you really want to buy American, Tesla seems to be the main one on there. It seems like, you're going to support Americans. They've got the factories here. The parts come from here. You see, look at Tesla all over the place. But Teslas are expensive. Even that Model 3, they make it seem like it's inexpensive, but when you price it out, it gets very, very pricey. If you can't afford a Tesla, but you want to buy something that is made in America, what do you suggest, Mark?
Well, there are a lot of cars that you can look to. Ford, if you're looking for a small pickup truck, Ranger is a vehicle that's sourced and built and considered an American vehicle. If you're looking for a sedan, go to Dodge, and you've got Charger. If you're looking for something more sporty, you've got Challenger. Ford has the Mustang, and if you want an SUV, the Buick Encore is a choice to consider as well.
What about, I look at the list, though, and I see that Honda was above Ford in a lot of the categories in terms of made in America. If you buy if you buy that Honda Odyssey or the Honda Ridgeline, look, Ford isn't even on the top list. So are you better off buying a Honda to support America?
Well, Honda has a plant or a few plants actually in Ohio, and they are sourcing a lot of their parts and components here in the U.S. There is a large percentage of that car that is actually American made. So you really have to look at what you're buying. Each of the window stickers now on the automobiles require a disclosure. So on these disclosures, this was passed in 1994, the American Automobile Labeling Act, and it breaks down for you where the engine, where the transmission are both sourced, as well as where the car is assembled. So this gives you a clue. It doesn't really tell you the full story because they clump both Canadian and American cars together as far as...
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good piece of advice, Mark. And I didn't even realize that until today when we started researching this, because I was just, I look at the sticker and the price and the options. But the fact that you can look on the sticker and see the percentage of the parts that are made in America. You said there's a little bit of a weird thing there because it includes Canada too, but at least you can look and see, because that list is shocking. I mean, like, again, I would have thought Ford, GM, Chrysler. Mark Lieberman, thank you so much for staying up with us. I hope you have a great holiday weekend.
You too.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.